Should we talk about these fights? Should we talk about how incredible Ciryl Gane was?
Yeah. You want to start? You want me to start?
Let's do it because Ciryl Gane going into that obviously was under a tremendous amount of pressure. Obviously, first event in Paris. He's the figurehead of French MMA right now. Yes, of course, Francis Ngannou used to train there and started his MMA career there and clearly speaks French, but he's Cameroonian. And, it's Ciryl. It's his show going up against Tai Tuivasa. Tough fight, but a lot of pressure, a lot of media, a lot of PR, everyone wanting a piece of him. And before we get into the actual fight, I just thought that he handled all of those obligations, the pressure, the weight, everything, like such an experienced veteran. He's only had 11 MMA fights. Granted, that'll be 8 now in the UFC, 8 or 9. But when he walked out there for that fight, right? And yeah, granted, if you handle that kind of pressure the right way, you should smile because, it's all there for him. The crowd was going mental. The atmosphere was absolutely electric. But I remember watching him when Bruce Buffer was introducing him and he had a smile on his face. Like he was just, like he just watched his son score a goal on a football pitch on a Saturday morning. Do you know what I mean? Just like he didn't look troubled, pressured, nervous. He was so content and calm. And I was like, wow, there's a guy that's got his emotions in check.
Yeah, I thought that maybe some of that pressure was going to get to him. And he was this, I don't remember. I don't know, maybe it was Alan said, man, he looks so calm. And I was like, I can't tell if it's real because I wasn't quite close enough, because
sure.
I've had some situations where I've been under some super stressful, like been super stressed and lots of pressure. And then you just try to put a smile on and just pretend like you're all right. And hopefully you can fake it. But when you're in there, the truth. And sometimes you perform and sometimes you don't. But it was taking me, remember just trying to look at him and just try to tell, like, is that real? But I wasn't able to, I wasn't cage side. So I couldn't get a real grasp on maybe trying to see what he felt like. But as soon as the fight started, it was clear he was loose from the beginning.
Yeah, he always is. He's so good to watch because, when you look at Ciryl Gane, you could maybe come to the conclusion that his style is that of a point fighter. But he ain't no point fighter. He's trying to take people out there. He's trying to knock them out, but he softens them up. He takes his time. And that's what he should do. He looks for openings. He gets them to make mistakes. He makes them desperate. He finds his range. He uses his in and out movement like he always does. So light on the feet. Absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, great opening first round. I thought Tai Tuivasa did himself proud. I thought in terms of, the theory going into that one was that Tai was the slugger. Ciryl is the technician, and he's got to, make it a brawl. I thought Tai did a really good job of actually countering the technical fight. I think it was a 10-9 to Ciryl Gane, but not by a landslide. It was a pretty close round, and I thought Tai was doing a really good job. At the end of round one, his corner like, right, that's it, mate. Round two, this is where we fucking got to work. This is where we fucking do it. And it was looking good for Ciryl again, and then boom. I think it was a right hand, clips him over the top, and I thought, wow, it's done. It's fucking over. I thought I couldn't believe it. And then Ciryl Gane, and this hasn't been spoken of enough. Here we see some of the highlights there. Well done, Brian.
Yeah, he was hurt.
The heart that he showed on top of everything else, on top of his composure, his ability, his power, his brilliance, all the rest of it, the fucking heart. To get up after being sat down like that, and Ciryl even said afterwards, he didn't know where he was. He didn't know what was going on. He was pretty much knocked out. To get up from that and then put an absolute beating on Tai Tuivasa, working the body, changing up the game plan and doing that. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it was good. I echo like your thoughts on Tai. I think he's going to grow a lot from this. I think he got a lot out of this because I wasn't expecting him to be as technical as he was. He's much more technical than he even allows himself to show. I think if he goes into his next couple fights and grows off of some of those experiences he had in there, if he slows his game down a little bit, he did a good job of picking at the legs. He landed some really nasty leg kicks on Ciryl. His jab is not bad. He cuts the cage off really well when he's not tired. I thought he had a lot of positives in there. He stuck
Mm.
right there with him and kind of point fighted with him for the first round and kept it close,
Yeah.
which not a lot of guys in the UFC have the ability to do. So
No.
second round, he landed, and it wasn't, we talked a lot on the pre-show about how dangerous Tai is when he's hurt, and his natural reaction, his instincts when he's hurt bad is to swing for the fucking fences and not really protect himself like most fighters do and probably should. But he hurt him when he wasn't hurt himself when he landed that shot. It was a really accurate, well-timed counter shot. So, and he landed a couple of those nasty counters after he was hurt to the body, and that's kind of what made it the fight. But I just want to take a second and give Tai all the credit in the world for the excitement and what we learned about Ciryl Gane is due to Tai and his ability to stay in the fight and land hard shots and do hard things that most people aren't willing to do. I think that now we all have a much better grasp on kind of where Ciryl is as far as his heart, his chin, his ability to battle back from adversity, his punching power. Like we've seen, he's got nasty elbows, really nasty kicks, and we've known he has punching power. But the way that he finished Tai was directly related to Tai's willingness to firefight with him. So that was one of the nastiest punches I've seen in a long time. That it was like a weird straight right kind of long uppercut. It was fucking nasty.
Yeah. And the body kicks, the teeps,
oh, yeah.
The snap kicks to the stomach. I mean, obviously, when you look at Tai, he's a little soft around the midsection, but that's not necessarily indicative to being a weak area for him. But the accumulative effect of those piercing, stabbing front kicks to the stomach, I used to train with some Kyokushin karate guys. They use that very, very well. It's not a teep like you see in Thai boxing. A teep is a push kick, and they're not particularly painful. They were front snap kicks, and to the solar plexus. And you take one. I mean, one can be enough, but if you can take it, you take it sucks a little bit out of you. And then another one. It's a bit more. It's a bit more. It's a bit more. And then eventually, it's like the energy bar in a video game going down. And then you got a crumple. And then combined with that, he landed that massive roundhouse kick to the body, and then of course combined with the punches. Absolutely phenomenal. What scenes inside the octagon. I mean, the crowd were going ballistic. He had his family in there. It was an amazing moment. So nothing but big things for Ciryl Gane in the future. Tai Tuivasa, after you went to bed, Tai came through because he had a big party outside. Because obviously, all these Australian people, all the people from the area, FTA, baby, Eshe, they'd all come over. They thought he was going to win, so they had it all planned out. They had trolleys of booze galore outside in like a little area. So he came through looking cool as a cucumber. He was dressed cool. He had his bling on. His face was butchered. But what a great attitude. He was such a man about it. He took it like a man. He had a great fight. He should be proud of himself. And then we all joined him outside with some of his people. We had a couple of drinks, all very chill, nice people, good laugh. One of his mates kept insisting he wanted my eyeball. He kept saying, "Give me your eye. Give me your fucking eye, mate. Give me your fucking eye." I'm like, "What do you mean?" So he goes, showers it. So I take my eyeball out. I was like, "Give us a go. Give us a fucking go." I'm like, "What do you mean give you a go?" He's like, "Give us a go of your fucking eye." I'm like, "What do you mean give you a go of it?" He's like, "Fucking end it here." And I didn't want to give it to him because I thought some of my mates, they'd be a dickhead and they'd like throw it over the balcony or something. I'm like, "No, you're not having my eyeball." And he kept, "Fucking give it here. Give us a fucking go in your eye." And then I looked at him and watched. It was 6:15 in the morning. I'm like,
"Oh
right.
no."
Yeah, I'm going to bed.